Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm coming to you here this morning quite simply because I have been feeling a lot from the other side of the veil, from spirit. And I know a lot of people are looking towards the rapture today. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. It's not something I'm banking on though. I have personally in my life seen too many of those dates come and go, and just this perpetual cycle of everyone looking for it, and it's just something you kind of get burnt out on. And I feel like balance is a huge key, so you do have to live in this physical reality, because while we are spiritual beings that are infinite and endless, we're here in this physical incarnation for a reason. And in that context, I believe we need to find some sort of happiness, something to fulfill us, to really embody that being the light in the darkness when we're continuously surrounded by darkness. The pull here to the dark is stronger than it is on the other side, but that's because it is denser. When we are spirits, it is much lighter on the other side, but here we are denser, we are heavier, and the darkness really feeds on that heaviness and really tries to pull us. Now, I do feel like we are in a time of great transition, and what I mean by that is I just feel, number one, like Spirit did tell me that we are going to have something weird happen very soon. Last Thursday I came on and made that video. I still don't know what it is, but what I feel like deep in my bones is that if we are expecting something big or major or massive, we are going to be disappointed. It might come off as something small, almost insignificant, but it will be strange, and the butterfly effect from that is going to be massive, is what I'm getting. Almost like a pebble dropping. You see the water ripple. The ripples from that moment are going to be bigger than the event itself, or what we perceive it to be. Anyways, in addition to that message that I got on Thursday and felt the need to share on, I believe it was Friday, I felt this sheath almost come over my entire entity, my spirit. And it was very interesting because what came to me when I felt that, it was almost like my kundalini was just vibrating and just ignited. Like it was just this warmth radiating throughout my entire body that made me feel so cozy, so comfortable, so protected on such a level that is beyond me, because it's not something I just sat there and meditated and done. I was just laying in the bed Friday evening and it came over me. It was still daylight out, of course, evening, late afternoon, and it was so unique. And the only thing that came into my mind when I felt that is sealed. You're sealed. Okay. Take that however you will. That I'm just reporting what happened to me. And I know, you have the 144,000 and being sealed in the forehead and everything. Do I think that? I don't know. All I know is that's what I felt. But on Saturday, what I received was, at first it came through like a broadcast. And it was just this voice saying, turmoil ahead, nothing to fear. Turmoil ahead, nothing to fear. Turmoil ahead, nothing to fear. So it's very important that no matter what is going on, that you empty yourself of anger and hatred and fear. Anything that is from fear, we should release ourselves of and really fill ourselves with light, because even though, harm can come to you from, even no matter what state you're in, this existence is ultimately temporary. And what will happen inevitably is that we will pass on from this earth. And no matter what way that happens, how we really conduct ourselves and hold that alignment of love and light is very crucial to our overall experience in this place. So turmoil ahead, nothing to fear. Turmoil ahead, nothing to fear. I then tuned in a little bit later, and what I saw was almost like a 90s style living room. It was this thin, dark gray carpet, very thin, almost like a runner carpet. And there was a old style TV with like a CRT TV with wood paneling for its body, an actual 4 legs that it sat on, and there was a dial tuner actually on the side of it. There was a window behind it and just plain white walls. So dark gray carpet, plain white walls, CRT TV with wood cabinet body, and 4 legs. And on the TV, it was like an emergency broadcast system was on and was running a message, and it was saying that turmoil was ahead. Again, turmoil ahead, nothing to fear. Do not hold any fear at this time. Let go. Let go. And that is the main message that I have been getting from Spirit pretty much consistently since this whole thing started, is just let go. Whether it's a grudge you're holding, whether someone wronged you, whatever that is, you need to let it go. You need to make amends with what has happened to you. You need to process those emotions. You need to think of it from multiple perspectives. So this is something that I naturally do, where I put myself in the shoes of the person who harmed me, and I try to understand from their perspective what they were achieving, what they were attempting to achieve, what they did, whatever. I try to empathize. I don't try to demonize. And I feel like that's going to be a very important skill set to have moving forward as we enter the divergence, is what I'm calling this time. So whether you call it the rapture, whether you call it the divergence, whether you call it just the great transition, I just feel like holding a frequency of love and light is probably the most important thing you can do in this time. And the easiest way to achieve that is to think of everyone being on the same team. And the greatest way to achieve that mindset is to just think of everyone as humans populating a planet and realizing our borders are just kind of fake. While the systems are in play that govern this reality were built off of those borders. It was just a group of people saying, this is where this land ends, this is where this land begins. And it goes back since before the Great Flood, when there was a great civilization before that. It all goes back pre-flood, which we are, there were 2 great civilizations. There was a global civilization prior to the Great Flood. You can think of that strictly as a biblical sense, but also scientifically, there is evidence all over the globe of the Younger Dryas period of great civilizations living beyond that, and there are governmental controls still that prevent us from fully exploring that truth. And they are going to lose. Spoiler alert, the darkness has lost. They have lost their trump card, and that happened around 2012. And since then, we have become more and more awakened to the artificial layer over this existence and the artificial nature of our societies, the things that govern our societies, such as the money that we use that really is only valued based on our belief of its value. And these borders that are essentially fake. We see a map and it's all cut up, but you just see a sign basically going state to state. In some places, it's just not even marked. Suddenly you cross that border. you see through these things, and you then start to understand that we're a species that populates this planet, and we're all very unique. No life is the same. No experience is one-to-one. And that is why we must hold that empathy towards other people. Because we're very emotional, we're constantly in the dark, but we do come here for a reason. And whatever that reason is, it's very important to lead with empathy. It's absolutely very important. Does that mean that it's wrong to get angry? No, it's not. Your feelings are always valid, but you have to process those feelings. You have to process those emotions. And really, when you get into the habit of processing those emotions and understanding that people do not act from a place of being evil solely to be evil, whatever evil it is that they are doing, they feel like it is a means to an end, and that end is their happiness. And again, happiness is not external, it comes from within. So they are just merely flawed humans. That's all evil people are. I once heard this quote, and I'll never forget it. It came from George R.R. Martin, and it was that villains are just heroes of the other side. And that was a very profound moment to think and to process. And I could go on forever, but I feel like I've reached the natural conclusion to this video. And that is that, yes, we are in time of a great transition, and I have been receiving that. I don't think this event is going to be overtly put in our faces. I think it's going to be an event that on the surface, it seems almost insignificant, but the ripple effect from that event is going to be massive. And in this time of great transition and this time of darkness trying its hardest to maintain its control, the only thing we can do is lead with empathy and lead with love. And even though in this physical existence, we ultimately will pass on, leading with love will ultimately speak almost like that same pebble that radiates out, that ripples out. An action coming from a place of love will also ripple out. That ripple effect will be massive. And if we all can, those who are meant to do that have already awakened to that. But there are people out there that have not gotten that opportunity yet, and that is why I'm here today, to tell you that it is simply a choice, and you can actually do that by controlling your mental state. Control the controllables, right? I say that all the time. And there is nothing greater that we can control than our own emotions, our own reactions. Take 2 minutes when you're in a state of anger and just do a focused breathing exercise. Focus on that breathing and ground yourself, and you will, and then go back to that topic, go back to that person, whoever harmed you, and then you suddenly will feel grounded and able to handle that tough situation. But again, guys, reach the natural conclusion to the video, and I want you to know that it will be okay. We're going to be okay. So again, thank you to all the new subscribers. It means a lot that you're here. It means a lot that you feel like I'm interesting enough, or that you find truth of the message enough to support me in any way, shape, or form. We are going to continue doing shorts. We are going to continue doing messages. We are going to continue talking about life out here in nature. And so thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Share this with anyone that you feel like could benefit from it, as always. And if you felt like this resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, because there's always more to come. And with infinite gratitude, seriously, again, thank you all so much. And guys, until the next time, my name is Ken, and I'll see you then.